What's up, guys? Just not long ago, I just had the thought, like, I'm just so happy to be doing this and to have this vision and intention to be doing this with YouTube. And I felt like it might be good to talk about it because I don't think that everyone has that in their life. And I think that it's something that a lot of us are yearning for, even if we don't know that we're yearning for it necessarily. I feel like a lot of the times we live in, like that quote says, most men live lives of quiet desperation. And part of that, I'd say, is that there's no like sense of adventure in our lives. A lot of the times there's no sense of adventure, there's no mission, it's just kind of getting through life. And then when your frame of mind is, I want to get through life because I don't have a certain goal, and then inevitably shit happens like it does in life, then you don't have quite as much strength to deal with that shit when what you're doing here is getting through life, because you don't have that much pulling you. You're just getting through it. Whereas when you have something that really excites you about the future, and something that you're building towards now, something you're working towards and building now, it's completely different. And I can testify to this because I've been in both situations, and I can really say that personally, when I've had no goal to work towards, it's been well, the word that came up was catastrophic. So perhaps a certain degree of catastrophic, and all jokes aside, there's actually truth in that, because I've noticed that when I compare the times in my life where when I've had a goal, and another time where I have not had a goal, then the times where I've had a goal, I've been way more focused, way more productive, way more happy, way more don't care about small shit that happens, way more energetic, just like a better version of myself. I felt like a way better version of myself, and so I feel that really the working towards something that's in the future is massively important. And as much as being in the present moment, like they say, you don't want to spend too much time in the past or the future. Of course, when you spend too much time in the past, you get depressed. When you spend too much time in the future, often you get anxious. That said, the future can be leveraged. Just like the past can be leveraged, the future can be leveraged. And the present should be our home. And at the same time, we have the past and the future as tools that we can leverage. So we can leverage the past to understand ourselves better, to understand our patterns, to understand the lessons of our lives that are there to be extracted. And we can leverage the future to create, to inspire us. We can leverage the future to inspire us, to pull us in a certain direction. And so it's about understanding ourselves and being like, what makes me tick? What is important to me? And then figuring out what a goal is that really inspires you. Another thing that I'd like to say is that in the self-help space, something that I see a lot that I really disagree with is people who say, what's the best industry to get into right now? And just that question alone, I don't agree with. Even though there is something to that, of course, to thinking strategically of like, where is there a market for services, of course. That said, if that's the way that you are making your decision, I don't think that's a recipe for success or happiness, because then you're not asking a question that is going to lead to you aligning yourself with life and with yourself, which is the most powerful position you can be in, essentially being in the position that life wants you in. And that's not the position you're likely to going to end up in if the question you're asking is, what industry should I get into? Because it's basically saying there's nothing special inside me and I'm just gonna whatever's needed I will do. No, there is something inside you that don't listen to the world to tell you what to do. Listen to yourself to tell yourself what to do in the world. The answers are inside you already, and I think we ought to respect and honor the individual a lot more than we do in society. And so, to bring it back to having a vision, it just, like I said earlier, I've lived in both ways, and I can tell you that having a goal to work towards is it's night and day. It's night and day in terms of my experience of life, and I think that would be very similar for other people. So yeah, I think the intention of the video is just to bring awareness to this, to bring awareness to the fact that living with an intention and a goal, ultimately a mission, something that's really important to you, is one of the secrets of life, of success, of happiness. Is really, if there were a manual when we came down to Earth and they were like, all right, welcome, this is Earth, you're a human, so you're going to experience life as a human here on this planet thing called Earth. One of the first things that they would teach you, probably on day one for sure, is they would be like, right, so basically you can do whatever the fuck you want here, but pick something. Pick something to do. You can do whatever you want here. It's crazy. On top of it, we set you onto the 21st century, so it's even more nuts. So you can do whatever the fuck you want, but focus your mind. Pick a goal, pick something, get to know yourself, get to know what's important to you, get to know what you would really love to contribute to, and then align yourself with that, and then that's it. You have the answer. Do that, and walk that path. And so that's important. On day one, they would teach you. They would be like, pick something to do and fucking do that. Especially men, because we're more mission focused, and as much as there's shit in the news and in what, just with like men and women and thing and stuff. Honestly, my opinion is that men and women ought to be honored more for their differences, actually, and that we don't honor our differences, and we kind of use our differences to create fucking unnecessary arguments and unnecessary shit. And honestly, men and women, I think, are different and ought to be honored as the different beings that we are, not trying to be the same people. But in general, men tend to be more mission focused. So I'd say that this is especially important for men. Is pick a fucking mission and really go after it, because it's going to be so psychologically healthy. Yeah, so that's it. That wraps up the video. I hope if you're watching this and you have something that you're already like, this is my thing, then I hope this video inspires you to go harder on that thing. And if you don't know what that thing is yet, then I hope it inspires you to go out looking and be like, man, I'm gonna find this thing, because if you really want to find it, I think that you really can find it, and it's so fucking worth it.